We're back. Bermania up to bat. Top of the inning. Drills one over to the shortstop. Myers picks it up, fires it into the dirt, pulls off the first baseman, and Bermania is in there. So Bermania reaches. I think that's going to be a throwing error. Reese Holman now up. Reese is playing in the tournament. I think a couple of us are surprised. I haven't had a conversation with Reese's dad, Kevin, recently, but Reese had a diagnosed torn labrum. Ball 2 to Holman. And I thought that he may be having surgery as soon as possible so he could get himself ready for the basketball season healing up. Holman drills that one out to center. Center fielder gets it and ends up pushing Bermania back to first. So again, Waupun gets their leadoff runner on. And let's see if we'll be able to push him across the plate. Up to bat now is Baron Buckles for Waupun. Bermania still is over at first. Throw down to first, throw over, throws him, and here's Bermania is going to take off and steal and go or get in the second on the bad throw. Error on the catcher. 1-1 is the count over on Buckles. Morgan. Right down the middle to Buckles. Brings the count to 1-2. One and two is the count still to Barron. Bermania is in at second after getting a hit to the shortstop that he pulled out of position. Throw was in the dirt. Buckles drills one into the ground. Coach Stanky unable to get a glove on it. A bare hand. 1-2 still is the count to Buckles. One out. Bermania at second. Here's the pitch by Morgan. Buckles gets a piece of it, pulls Morgan off the base. Morgan fires over to first, misses it. Buckles unable to turn, but Bermania is going to score. Waupun is on the board. Buckles over at first. Great speed. Let's see if they send him right away to get him in. Scoring position. Bronkhorst up to bat. Making some comments earlier this week. That one's high. I've watched Bronkhorst swinging that bat, and he's got an incredible swing and a stance. Actually, everything looks picture perfect to me. Gets frozen there on the off-speed pitch, 1-1. Just seems to get underneath it or over the top of it and unable to score a decent hit on the ball. Let's see if he can snap out of that today. Buckles still over at first. Change of pace. 2-1 is the count now into Bronkhorst. Surprised that Buckles hasn't stoled yet. Morgan. In the dirt. Buckles still stuck. ends up walking Bronkhorst. Puts runners now at first and second with only one out. That's going to bring to the plate Braden Sanders for Waupun, post 210. First one's in there low from Morgan. Aaron Buckles over at second. Sanders drills that out into right. Let's see if the right fielder can get there. He cannot. I don't know that he wanted to catch that anyways. I would have advanced the runners. Brings the count now to 1-1 with one out. Upon post 210 trails, they've really left a huge gap over here for at the second base, trying to hold on the runner. Sanders right at the middle scores, and that's going to score Buckles easily on that hit. Braden Sanders with a nice hit up the middle scores another run. Moves Bronkhorst over to second. Brings up leadoff hitter Jack Lenz. Lenz was on base last time with a walk. Ended up getting stranded at third. Nobody able to get Lenz in. Here we're at the Green Lake Ball Diamond. That pitch from Morgan is high. That one's a little low. Popped up here. Over here's the left fielder. Able to make the catch for the second out. Leaves Bronkhorst at second and Sanders at first with two down. Bottom of the second inning here. The score is tied 2-2. Jared Buckles is up. Buckles had the first hit of the game. High, but he drills that one with a nice line drive. That's going to score another run as Bronkhorst comes around. Throws into Morgan. Fires it over to home, which could have been a mistake. Sanders was stuck. That leaves runners at first and second. Out to bat for Waupun is Keegan Hartrink, catching tonight. Waupun now with a lead, 3-2. There's a nice one on the ground again, right up the middle. Hartrink with a single. Ends up leaving bases loaded. Sanders was unable to turn and score from that. Quite get the jump with two outs. That brings up to bat now Caleb Sauer. Sauer had a fly ball in the first inning. Three-two. Hartrink. That one is high to Sauer. 1-0. Two O's account to Sauer. Bases loaded. 3-2 Waupun leads. Two outs. Got Sanders at third. Sauer drops that one off of the end of the bat. That's going to drop into there to left field. That's going to score two runs as Buckles scores. Runners advance to second and third. 2 RBIs for Sauer. Brings the score 5-2. Not hitting the ball super hard, but they're finding those gaps. I shouldn't say that. If you actually take a look at some of those balls, are been pretty hard right up the middle. What was a struggle for Waupun during the regular season with the high school season with trying to score runs, relying heavily on their defense and their pitching, has not been the case for Legion season. And Bermania gets a piece of that first one. He sends the right fielder back and is able to make a snow cone catch. But Waupun is able to put 5 up in that inning. Scores 5-2. Waupun post 210 over Green Lake. Post 306. We'll be back. All right, we're back here at Green Lake. Top of the third inning, scores 5-2. Waupun post 210 leads. Keenan Westhouse drills one right over there to the third baseman. Bronkhorst dives for it, just missed it underneath the glove. I believe that's Drews who has his first hit of the game. Sanders flips over to Lenz over to Sauer with an easy double play for Waupun post 210. Second one of the game. Nice flip from Sanders to Lenz with a good fire over to first base. Sauer outstretch grabs that one. Double play, gets out of it. Brings up now Van Crete. Westhouse fires in there with a off-speed pitch. Looked like a curveball from here. I'm sitting right at the camera view, except for I'm looking through a fence and it really looks blurry. 2-0's the count. I would highly recommend that you take and listen to the radio broadcast over on AM 1170. You're here in Waupun area. If you're not, go on the computer and log in at the same time that you're watching some of this action. Watch it on am1170.com. Not sure if that's going to be a walk or if that's a hit by pitch. That's ball 4 for Van Crete. Two outs now. That's Morgan, who has a hit in the game. Had the first hit of the ball game. Also the pitcher. Breaking ball, Jared on the run, has some room over there and ends up making the catch in foul territory for the third out. Waupun leads here in Green Lake over post 306. 5-2 after 2.5. We'll be back. We're in the bottom of the third inning, Waupun leading 5-2. Reese Holman's up to bat. 0-2 is the count now to Reese. Morgan fires a nice breaking ball just outside. 1-2 is the count. Deuces here. Outside. Full count now. Reese pops that one out to center fielder for the second time. One out here in Green Lake. As Waupun posts 210 up to bat in the bottom of the third inning. Baron Buckles gets a piece of that one right between the third baseman and the shortstop. Left fielder fields it. Brings it in to the infield. Buckles is able to steal the base. That one gets away from the catcher. Bronkhorst finally gets a hold of one with that swing that I was talking about earlier, drives it out into left field over the left fielder's head and drives in Baron Buckles, who had stolen the base. Bronkhorst with a nice hard double. Good to see Bronk get a nice piece of that with that great swing that he's had up there at the plate. That one is hit on the ground to the shortstop. Pulls the shortstop off. Sanders turns and runs over to second base on the throwing error, and that brings in Bronkhorst. But now 7-2 is the score for Waupun. One out. Jack Lenz with a hard drive over to right field, all the way out to the fence. Sanders comes in. Jack is turning. See if we send him for the home run. Lenz has it at third. He's going to take and run all the way in. Inside the park for Lenz. No, thrown out at the plate. Had that inside the park. Just tagged out at the plate. Good hard hit all the way out there in the outfield. I can't see any feet markers, but he's out there at the home. Hard hit, scores the run. Waupun post 210 now leads Green Lake post 306. 8-2 with 2 outs. Hartrink swings at one that was high, fouls that one off. Hartrink drills one up the center again. I think that's Hartrink's third hit. Oh, that was Jared Buckles. Sorry about that. That is Jared Buckles' third hit. Jumped ahead one batter. Buckles, 3 hits on the day. 2 outs now. Now Keegan Hartrink is up to bat. Score is still 8-2 with 2 outs. Two O's that count to Hartrink. Apologize for not keeping you posted here. Throw over to Buckles, who got picked off in the last inning. Playing with a new computer to find out why I don't have Hartrink, the pitcher, for the third out. After 3 innings, Waupun leads 8-2. We'll be back. Trying to make sure that we're not dropping any more frames on the computer. I'm not sure what's happening here. I can see if I can change my frame rate and drop down a little bit to see if I can get cleaner till I can play with this and adjust the memory a little bit. That means in between innings here I'm going to have to unplug. Update on the Junior Legion team playing over in Viroqua at the state championship. They won their first game 3-2 yesterday. Today, right now they're down 1-0. West House 1-1. Around the horn here, Green Lake for Waupun. 2-1 is the count now. Playing at third base is Bronkhorst. Playing up against Edgar. Great play by Sanders here. I'm sorry I had unplugged there for a second. Was hoping that I could show it to you, but the camera didn't make the switch in time, and then when I did switch, it was dead. So great backhand by Sanders, fires over to first with plenty of time to get the out. Up now is Pulvermacher, who played in second base. That one's popped over. We're in right field territory and just out of play. Sauer gets stopped by the fence. 0-2 is the count. Junior Legion is playing against Edgar after 2 innings. Score is now 1-1 for the Waupun Junior Legion post 210 playing at the state tournament for Ottawa. 0-2 still is the count. Westhouse with a nice fastball there. Eight to 2 Waupun post 210 here at the Senior Legion Regionals. That one is over to Sanders. Sanders picks it up. Again, strong arm, able to fire over there in plenty of time. Third baseman now is Schuler. Sacrifice bunt. First one's a little high in there. Ball 1, 2 outs. Foul territory over by Sauer at first. Playing at second base today is Jack Lenz. Playing shortstops, Braden Sanders. Bronkhorst, Caden Bronkhorst is over at third. Baron Buckles is out in left. Over in center is Bryce Bermanian. Playing right field is Jared Buckles. Westhouse loses the handle on that one. 2-1 is the count. On the ground over to Sauer. Foul territory. Deuces across the board. A reminder by Brendan Billy. Strikes, 2 balls, 2 outs. Westhouse short arms it just a little bit, falls low. Full count. On the ground over to Sanders. Sanders charges hard, fires. Sauer with a scoop, holds a foot and gets the out. Nice job by Caleb Sauer to scoop that ball and hold that foot over on first base. Sanders rushing that throw. After 3.5, Waupun post 210 leads 8-2, and we will be back. Leading off here in the bottom of the 4th. Still pitching for Green Lake is Morgan. Up to bat is Caleb Sauer. First one's in the dirt. Ball 1. Outside pitch. 2-0 is the count to Sauer. That one is drilled right up the middle for his second hit of the night. Afternoon. Sauer is on at first base. Brings up to bat Bryce Bermania. Brings up to bat now Bryce Bermania. Sauer is over at first. Has a pretty good lead. Bermania jumps all over that curveball, gets a little bit underneath it, fouls it out of play. Update from Viroqua, Waupun Junior Legion playing Edgar. Leads now 2-1. Throw over to first, holds Sauer. Throw again over to Sauer. That time it gets away. Sauer's going to get up and take off. See if he can get there. First baseman. Sauer's in there at second base. Nobody out now. Runner in scoring position for Bermania. One and one's a count to Bermania outside on that pitch. Followed out of play by Bermania. Nobody out. Second baseman trying to hold Sauer tight to the bag. To the plate. Bermania drills it to the shortstop. Fires into the dirt, booted by the first baseman. That's going to bring the runner over from Sauer. Sauer's going to turn and see if he can score. First baseman's going to fire it in at home. Out. Sauer's arguing that the tag was not there, that he was in easily before the tag. The tag was up high. Sauer had slid into the plate. I think he's going to go down and argue about that, but we know what's going to happen with this. There's no way that he's going to change his mind. Bermania, though, smart base running, is able to get himself over to third base. Not changing his mind on that call. Brings up Reese Holman. Holman 0 for 2 tonight. It feels like nighttime. I know that it's only like... Turns that one. And that's out of play. Holman puts it on the ground, fires over to first base, gets the out. Bermania is able to come in there easy with a slide. He's safe. Nice smart base running by Bryce Bermania. I've been extremely impressed with Bryce Bermania's play for numerous years, but this year has had just an incredible year playing wherever he is asked to play. Talking about a true utility player. Aaron Buckles is up to bat now with 2 outs. Ball 1. There's ball 2 to Buckles. Bottom of the 4th inning. 9-2. Upon post 210 over Green Lake, post 306. 2-1 is the count now to Buckles. Aaron 1 for 2 on the evening. He drills that one into the shortstop. Myers picks it up and fires over to first, able to get the out, but not before Waupun is able to score one. After 4, score is 9-2. We may be back a little bit late. I'm going to run a memory check and see what I can do to get this computer. If you are not listening over on AM 1170, I would recommend doing so at this time, and then come back and we'll get the video.